So I'm John Tupper. I'm the Managing Director of IntroCar. A lot of you'll know that we're the home of prestige parts. So today we're going to do something a bit different. Rather than do some of the more specific videos, today we're actually going to talk about the brand, what it's about, the ethos, and what we're trying to achieve. Prestige Parts is a brand that we started way back in 2006, I think it is. So we've been around for 18 years as a brand. And why do we have a brand? Well, we really wanted to have a livery that meant something, so that when people saw the box, that they would recognize that there was an ethos behind it and we could attach what we're doing to something that was visually recognizable. So what are we doing? Well, we're really trying to develop products, particularly for the heritage Rolls-Royce and Bentley mark. And the main reason that we're so prominent these days, I think, is because Bentley Motors, which is responsible for most of the historical Rolls-Royce and Bentley motor cars, is really starting to wind down its inventories for these cars. And we're really trying to develop as many products as possible to fill that gap and to be the company that will do all of those things that they won't do or can't do. And we're very innovative. So today we can show you a little bit about that, and hopefully you'll get a flavor of why we're here, what we're about, what matters to us, and why we matter to the industry. Follow me, we're going upstairs now. We do products as simple and as easy as that, to products that need years of investment and R&D, and you have to spend a whole lot of money on tooling and inventory to get this sort of product. You've got things which are critical to the performance of the cars, like a brake disc, hot off the press. A couple of sample products. That is a pillar light for a silver cloud. Hasn't been available for ages, and that's really something I've been trying to make for ages, and that's our first sample, literally just landed. I'm going to introduce you to Mo. Mo's our Director of Quality. He was, prior to coming to us, he was Head of Quality at Brompton Bikes. Prior to that, he had quite a lot of motor industry experience. So he worked for McLaren, notably, and also Lotus. This is a steering column gaiter. It's an anti-fume seal, so it prevents fumes from the engine bay getting past the steering column and into the cabin. And of course, it's a rubber part, degrades. It's completely unavailable from Bentley and hasn't been for ages. But am I right in thinking there was no actual engineering drawing for this?
There wasn't an engineering drawing, it was just basically this sample that we had. That's the best that we could get at the time.
Literally, it came in these two pieces, didn't it?
So basically we had to decipher what the original part would be like from that.
Yeah.
We managed to generate a 2D drawing from basically the dimensions from here. And then from there we tweaked it. The angles aren't symmetrical because of the way it fits on the firewall. So we had to tweak it, and then from that we generated a 3D model, which is obviously easier for the tool makers to work with.
So let's just be clear about that. What actually happens is you actually create a tool from the 3D model to then manufacture the part itself.
Correct.
And you hope that you've got it right.
Yeah, you got to take into consideration shrinkage and everything else in it as well in the tool. So obviously when the rubber goes in, once it cools down, it shrinks.
It's an art and a science as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the one thing I do ask myself is how can it be improved? Because obviously this was designed years ago. Things have come on, manufacturing processes have come on. So, is there any feedback that we get from the field that it's cracking in a certain area or it's perishing in a certain area? So we try and beef that up, try and get more life out of the product and make it a more robust product.
I'm going to meet the team now. These are the guys who you'll be speaking to when you phone the office. Not so much me, but these guys. He's working on a promotional video here, a technical video. Phil often does a lot of the stuff on the GTs. There's Phil over there. So he'll provide customers some information about how things work. I think next we'll go down and I'll show you the actual main warehouse, which really gives you a flavour of how much is going on here and how many products we've managed to develop. a lot of stuff is landing all the time, but particularly at the moment. So got some brake drums there. What are these? More brake drums. A core shock absorber that we build up into a kit down here. Brake discs for the GT. These are water pump bearings, road springs, water pump housing. Now we're moving into the faster moving area. So we break the warehouse down into sections. So the faster moving products are closest to dispatch. So it keeps the picking of the warehouse guys shorter. So they're moving much more in this area. Makes the pick, pack and dispatch process a lot faster, which means that you can order later on the day and still get your products tomorrow. So obviously people, often have cars on ramps. They need the stuff next day. You need to optimize your warehouse to help you get that process as efficient as possible. And if we go down here, we're coming down into dispatch. So this is where everything's actually leaving the building. So packing and dispatching. So the picking and packing is all arranged by Chandra, who's just down there. And so she's putting everything together, managing that process. The guys, they will go off and pick according to the pick sheets they get for the orders, and it all gets packed down here and then out the door. The other thing I should say is that our website is direct to dispatch. So you place an order, there's no other process, it literally lands down here. So that there's quite a quick turnaround when you're placing online orders there. Down here, and they're in the picking process within 15 minutes of you placing the order. So it's all pretty quick. So I hope you enjoyed that tour and you found a little bit more about what this is about. This really matters to us. I've been in this business for 30 years. Man and boy, made lots of mistakes, which have been proved instructive, and we continue making mistakes and trying to get better. That's what we're about. We'd love to hear from you if there's something we should be doing that we're not. That's a lot of the background behind our products get developed because we're hearing that there's a need and it's not being fulfilled anywhere else, and that's something that it makes me proud. And so, feel free to get in touch. We want to hear from you. And just to show how much we care, we were the first people to put a 3-year warranty on our product. You don't get that from Bentley. So, just that tells you what it means to us. Thanks very much.